Hey everyone, and welcome to the Clarity Chronicles Podcast. Today we will begin our discussion with a topic which will have at least 10 episodes. The topic, when the spark is one-sided, promises to be very informative, eye-opening and real. I'm your host, Yvonne, and if you've ever found yourself staring at your phone, rereading a text for the 10th time, or dissecting every single interaction with someone you're dating, just wondering where you stand, then you are absolutely in the right place. For years, the book and the movie He Is Not That Into You have served as a somewhat uncomfortable but undeniably necessary dose of reality in the often sugar-coated world of romance. It cut through the excuses, the maybes, and the hopeful interpretations, delivering a straightforward message. Sometimes, despite our best efforts and fervent wishes, someone simply isn't that interested. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I've heard this before. And you probably have. But in today's hyper-connected, algorithm-driven dating landscape, where mixed signals can feel more like a complex code to crack than genuine human interaction, this core message is more vital than ever. We're bombarded with dating apps, social media profiles that are carefully curated highlight reels, and an endless stream of advice that can often leave us more confused than enlightened. So, in this first episode, The Unvarnished Truth, we're not just rehashing old news. We're reintroducing the fundamental principles of when the spark is one-sided for a modern audience. We're going to talk about how dating has drastically evolved, yes, but also why the underlying human dynamics of attraction and disinterest remain stubbornly, unvarnished. And perhaps most importantly, we're going to start setting some realistic expectations and challenging those romanticized notions of dating that can often set us up for disappointment. Let's face it, the digital age has added layers of complexity to dating that our pre-internet selves couldn't have even imagined. We have endless options at our fingertips, leading to what some call the paradox of choice. More options can sometimes lead to less commitment and more fleeting interactions. Ghosting, breadcrumbing, orbiting, these are all terms that have entered our dating lexicon in recent years, describing behaviors that, at their core, often boil down to a lack of genuine interest, albeit delivered in a more passive or ambiguous way. Think about it. Sending a vague hey after weeks of silence. Liking your Instagram stories but never initiating a conversation. Making loose future plans that never materialize. These behaviors can leave us feeling confused, questioning our worth, and desperately trying to find a logical explanation. We might tell ourselves they're busy, shy, playing it cool, or even dealing with some secret, dramatic life event that prevents them from engaging properly. And while sometimes, just sometimes, there might be a sliver of truth to these elaborate narratives we construct, more often than not, the truth is simpler, albeit harder to swallow. This is where the core principle of when the spark is one-sided comes crashing back into focus. If someone is genuinely interested in you, their actions will align with their words. They will make an effort. They will prioritize you. They will show consistent interest in getting to know you and spending time with you. The digital medium might change the how of communication, but it doesn't fundamentally alter the what of genuine interest. A truly interested person will find ways to connect, whether it's through a thoughtful text, a proactive phone call, or actually making concrete plans to see you. Let's look at a comparison: spark is one-sided behaviors versus into you behaviors, e.g., inconsistent texts versus consistent communication, vague plans versus concrete dates. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. But what if they're just bad at texting, or maybe they're just not a big planner? And while individual communication styles and preferences certainly exist, there's a baseline level of effort that someone who is genuinely excited about you will naturally exhibit. We're not talking about grand gestures every day, but consistent, clear, and intentional engagement. If you find yourself constantly making excuses for someone's lack of effort, it's time to pause and consider the possibility that your initial assessment might be the most accurate one. At some point in time we have to ask ourselves, am I making excuses? This brings us to the crucial point of setting realistic expectations. We've been fed a diet of romantic comedies and fairy tales that often portray love as this grand, sweeping thing that overcomes all obstacles, including a lack of basic interest. We see characters chasing after people who are clearly unavailable or sending mixed signals, and eventually, through sheer persistence or a dramatic grand gesture, they win them over. While these stories can be entertaining, they can also warp our perception of healthy relationship beginnings. From time to time we get caught up in classic romantic comedies, but folks, real life isn't a rom-com script. While persistence can sometimes be admirable in overcoming challenges within an established, mutually interested relationship, it's often futile, and even damaging to your self-esteem, to relentlessly pursue someone who isn't reciprocating your interest from the start. You are worthy of someone who is enthusiastic about you, not someone you have to convince to see your worth. You are worthy of enthusiasm, and never forget it. We also need to challenge the romanticized notion that love is always complicated and full of drama in the early stages. While navigating new feelings and getting to know someone can have its uncertainties, a foundation built on genuine mutual interest should feel relatively straightforward. It shouldn't involve constant anxiety, second-guessing, or feeling like you're constantly trying to decipher a secret code. When someone is truly into you, they will generally make it clear. The ambiguity often stems from a lack of strong, reciprocal interest on their part. Have you ever been in a situation when you were so confused sorting between tangled complicated lines and straight uncomplicated lines? Think about the energy you expend trying to analyze every text, every like, every fleeting interaction. Imagine redirecting that energy towards someone who makes you feel secure, valued, and genuinely excited. This podcast isn't about being cynical or telling you to give up on love. It's about empowering you with the clarity to recognize when your energy is being misdirected and to open yourself up to connections that are truly reciprocal and fulfilling. It's time to reclaim your energy. The digital age has undoubtedly changed the how of dating, but the fundamental what of human connection remains the same. We all crave to be seen, valued, and desired. And when someone genuinely feels that way about you, their actions will reflect it, regardless of the platform they're using to communicate. They will make time for you in their busy schedule. They will initiate contact. They will show genuine curiosity about your life and your thoughts. They will make you feel like a priority, not an option. So, as we embark on this journey together discussing when the spark is one-sided, remember this fundamental truth: genuine interest is usually quite evident. It's the lack of it that often requires elaborate explanations and wishful thinking. Our goal in the episodes to come is to equip you with the tools to recognize those signs, to understand the underlying dynamics, and ultimately, to empower you to move forward with confidence and self-worth, knowing that you deserve a connection that is clear, enthusiastic, and mutually fulfilling. That's it for our first episode, The Unvarnished Truth. I hope this has provided a solid foundation for our discussions ahead. Now, I want to hear from you. What are some of the biggest frustrations you've encountered in modern dating, especially when it comes to deciphering someone's interest? Have you found the digital landscape makes it harder or easier to gauge genuine connection? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments section below. Your insights can help build a supportive community here. If this episode resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes where we'll be diving deeper into specific red flags, understanding the psychology behind dating behaviors, and ultimately, helping you navigate the dating world with more clarity and confidence. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, remember your worth, trust your gut, and don't settle for anything less than genuine enthusiasm.